Tinder, changing the way we date. Uber, changing the way we get from place to place. We've combined both. Say hello to Under, the car service for people looking to meet that special someone on the way to wherever. Step 1. Open the Under app and activate. If you don't like the way the driver looks, simply swipe left using Under's ultra-convenient technology. And if you like what you see, simply like the driver. When the driver you choose also chooses you, you have a match.
Hey, you're Paige?
Uh-huh.
And you live in Brooklyn? And you like Paul Rudd movies and brunch?
Yes.
Is that true?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Seems like everybody does.
If the driver wants to get to know you better, he'll swipe forward to indicate that you may sit in the front seat.
Okay.
Yeah, they need to work on this part of the service.
It's a little tight.
Yeah.
Sorry. Did I kick you?
It's not my car. Okay.
When you get the right match, sit back and let Under take the wheel.
So, I know where you're going, but where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
Oh, right. Round on both sides, high in the middle.
Did you just make that up?
No. People say that.
From there, get ready for the most romantic evening of your life.
Cheers.
I don't normally drink and drive, but kind of have to in this line of working.
Yeah.
It's from a box.
Under drivers are all certified 5-star conversationalists.
You like music?
I love music.
Yeah, music's pretty important, huh?
Do you like music too?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Wow.
I go to like all the bands, shows, and just I listen to everything on Spotify.
Our drivers are experts in picking you up.
You have amazing eyes, by the way. Just noticed, because I'm driving. So,
That's so sweet. Oh.
Yeah.
You have amazing eyes too.
thanks. Sorry about that. I usually last a little longer.
Oh no, you were great. Fare's getting expensive anyways.
Under drivers always end the date like perfect gentlemen.
5 stars for you, mister.
Thanks.
You have another date?
I mean, I do this for a living. So.
I thought we had a connection.
Sorry, I'm gonna end the date by swiping left. Sorry. Sorry about that. Hey, can you give me a good rating? I mean, for the driving. Sorry, I know this part's kind of weird. Hi there.
Hi.
So, I know where you're going, but, where are you from?
Connecticut.
Connecticut! Connecticut! That's how I remember it.
Also, if you're feeling adventurous, try Under Pool. Under. Everyone has a sex drive, but now you can have drive sex.
Barely ads, they're stupid fake commercials.
Kid, I used to have crazy dreams because, well, do you remember that, you remember Nestle's Quick? You know, the powder, you put it in your milk, and you'd stir it for like 30 minutes, and no matter how hard you fucking, there was still chunks of powdery magma that would float up and explode in your eye while you're trying to drink. Take a sip. Oh, goddamn, sand missile just blew up in my eye. The movie Dune is in my chocolatey drink. I don't like when the movie Dune is in my drink. Crazy. When I was like 5 or 6 years old, I took the powder and I snorted it. Because I heard about speed, so I thought speed, quick, maybe there's some kind of connection. So then I would have fucked up dreams because, I was all hopped up on the queue, as we call it on the streets. I'd just be on my big wheel all strung out. What am I doing with my fucking life here, man? Yeah, I'll play kickball tomorrow. I can't kick the ball today. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the kickball vibe. I'll tell you what dream used to scare me when I was a little kid. Used to actually totally give me nightmares. Remember those Kool-Aid commercials? Where that big talking bowl of punch, he would come crashing through your fucking wall in your living room. You wouldn't even know. He'd just, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Right? And the little kids were all excited, yes, yes. And then they would drink out out of him after debris fell in his open, dumb head. He would pour himself, oh yeah. Him and his crazy tights. I don't like that. I don't like where Juice wears tights. It's a horrible combination, a bowl of Juice wearing tights. Fuck drinking out of him. If that was me, I'd be like, no, you fix that wall before my dad gets home from work. He's gonna beat me with a belt. He's not gonna believe a talking bowl of fruit punch came in here. You stupid idiot. Yeah, coming through the wall is real fucking cool. Using the front door is cool. Don't touch me, you drink. Don't touch me, you giant beverage. You are sweating or condensating. I will kick you in the tights and you will go down your very top heavy. You glass bitch. You glass bastard. Oh yeah. Oh no. Naughty Kool-Aid. Oh yeah? No. Oh yeah.
Your dick blows wide on my pussy tonight. Not a condom to be seen. A kingdom of penetration, and it looks like I'm the queen. I'm moaning, howling, and I cannot close my thighs. I couldn't keep them together, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the virgin you've always had to be. Conceal, don't squeal, don't let them know. Well, now they know. I'm a hoe, can't hold it back anymore. I'm a hoe, I'm a dirty little whore. I don't care what they're going to say. Take your condom off. Your sperm never bothered me anyway. It's funny how the distance makes your dick look so small. And the sperm that once shot through me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do. I'll suck you, blow you till you spew. No bra, no thong, no clothes for me. I'm free. I'm a hoe, can't hold it back anymore. I'm a hoe, I'm a dirty little whore. I don't care what they're going to say. Take your condom off. You fuck my pussy on the bed and on the ground. Your dick is spiraling in little circles around my mouth. A cum shot hits me like a warning gooey blast. I'm never going back, so stick it in my ass. I'm a hoe, can't hold it back anymore. I'm a hoe, I'm a dirty little whore. I don't care what they're going to say. Take your condom off. Your sperm never bothered me anyway.
Live from the Raw Talk Studios in Southwest Florida, it's the Charles Richardson Show.
And here we are.
The
Oh,
Charles
shut up.
Richardson.
I didn't ask for your opinion. Welcome to Wednesday, Hump Day, the 21st of February, 2024. Welcome, everybody. Oh, Lordy. Lordy. It is a solo show today. I'm going to dying to see how far I'm going to go with this. The number is very clear, 813-699-5353. Now, some advantages about doing a solo show. And I'm not talking about solo Sikoa. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about WWE. Although that is one of the advantages. One of the advantages is I can actually talk about other topics that normally I wouldn't say, wouldn't be allowed, but I would be able to talk about topics normally that wouldn't be very well received from the other person that's sitting across from me. So that's one of the benefits. The other benefit, of course, is I'm talking the whole time. I may add a couple of breaks, though, just in case, because my throat has been sore. I've kind of been hacking. I'm almost to the point where I think I need to go ahead and see the doctor, because I'm like hacking up phlegm and stuff like that. It's like it's an ongoing thing too. It's like I'll breathe and all of a sudden something that's caught in my throat, and I gotta go and do that. So hopefully it doesn't affect me too much tonight, and I can get through this 2 hours. But I'll probably go ahead and take a break like every 30 minutes just to go ahead and hydrate, like just for a song or so. And, that'll give me a little bit of a break. Take one big break, and then, instead of one big break in the middle, I'll do 4 mini breaks. Something like that. John, no, she is not in timeout. She is, she's not feeling very well, actually. And not sick, but, those women things that come around like once a month? She's having some backlash issues on those. So, she'll be fine tomorrow, or probably she'll be out of it by Monday, which is the next time we air. But just tonight, it's just not a good night at all. So it's Solo Jones for me here tonight. Tried to go ahead and reach out to a couple of people. I mean, I know it was last minute, but tried to reach out to a couple of people to see if they wanted to come on. It's just whatever. It's it's my name. I should be able to do it by myself when I need to, and voila, here we go. Here's a test for me to do it. Like, it's not like I haven't done it before, but definitely don't mind the help. If you want to go ahead and call in, 813-699-5353. That's the number to call. But yeah, we'll be talking about some football stuff. We'll be talking about wrestling. WrestleMania season is officially underway, and if you have been following it, The Rock came back. The Rock actually came back and tried to take over the main event of WrestleMania, and that kind of went sideways in a very, very big way. I mean, literally the most hated video in WWE on YouTube, with so many dislikes. It was just not even funny. They had no choice but to go ahead and rewrite the script. So it was officially going to be Roman Reigns and The Rock being the main event at WrestleMania. And I'm over here thinking, wait a second. Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. It's been made up that he wants to go after the title that Roman Reigns has. There's 2 titles in WWE because there's 2 separate shows where there's one roster on one show and the other roster's on the other show. So there's a champion on each show. I believe there should be just one champion, and that champion just goes on every show. But I'm not one of the writers, and that my opinion don't count. Anyway, so The Rock show, because CM Punk got injured, and there's a whole legal thing with Brock Lesnar. Apparently, those 2 wrestlers were going to be very big headlines in this year's WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar usually is most of the time anyway. But because of the legal ramifications with Vince McMahon, Brock Lesnar has been tied into those. Not as he hasn't did anything nasty like Vince McMahon did. I mean, but it's still credible that he has done stuff. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. He has done stuff. So, with that being said, Brock Lesnar, actually, they've kind of, from my understanding, I think they've erased Brock Lesnar out of all the history of WWE, which it's like, you can't really do that. Because how do you explain Undertaker's, 22-1 record at WrestleMania? Oh, who did he lose to? Well, he lost to some guy named, trying to blurb out Brock Lesnar because he lost to Brock Lesnar. See, the thing is, and this is going to tie into a lot of history with wrestling, is as soon as somebody goes ahead and, I don't know, does something evil, all of a sudden they're just going to erase your memory. That's not that, you can't do that. Because number one, any real wrestling fan is going to know who Brock Lesnar is. Any real wrestling fan is going to know who Chris Benoit is. And if you don't know about Chris Benoit was a very, very acclaimed wrestler or performer or superstar, whatever the fuck you want to call these people now. A very, very acclaimed performer for WWE, had many titles over his, and he was very famous. But because one day he decided to go ape shit, which, listen, it's true, he went ahead and murdered his family and then killed himself because of these PEDs or head trauma things that he was going with. People hitting each other over chairs in the head. Yeah, that kind of fucks them up a little bit. But still no excuse. He shouldn't have been killing his family and then, killing himself, but whatever. But because he did that, well, he no longer exists in the timetable or any part of WWE. Okay? Brock Lesnar is accused of asking for pictures of people peeing. Oh boy. That's nowhere close to murdering somebody or even doing any type of, it's a fetish. It's a fetish. Okay, maybe it's not good in the job. Okay, you fire him. But you can't go ahead. You can, I guess, if you wanted to. But you can't go ahead and erase the memory of wrestlers that have contributed. Chris Benoit, yes, definitely going to hell, kill his family, wife and kid, and then shot himself or hung himself or whatever he did because of the traumatic effects of his brain for being hit over the head a whole bunch of times in WWE, WWF, whatever. So all of a sudden, we got to erase Chris Benoit from everything, and it's like, well, we can't say WWF anymore because WWF is World Wildlife Federation or Federation or Foundation or whatever the fuck it is, the same letters, WWF. They took him to court and sued him, and it's like, okay, we got to blurb anything that said WWF, even though we know WWF on these ring posts has nothing to do with any fucking animal. Has nothing to do with the World Wildlife Foundation or whatever the fuck it is. Has nothing to do with that. But they got sued, but we have to go ahead and blurb that shit out. Changing the name is not enough. We have to go ahead and edit the history. The point is, nobody is going to go ahead and forget Brock Lesnar. Nobody's going to forget him. There's no way in hell. No way in hell. He's been around for over 20 years, and he's the one that broke The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. You're not going to forget him. He was the youngest WWE champion, WWF champion in history after beating The Rock at SummerSlam. He's gone on to headline multiple WrestleManias, held the championship for God knows how long, forever. Paul Heyman, come on. If you're associated with Paul Heyman, you're already greatness as it is. Check out who Paul Heyman was associated with. CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. All of them Hall of Famers. All of them. CM Punk, just has to finish his story. Anyway, so with CM Punk and Brock Lesnar not coming into WrestleMania, they decided to say, you know what, Cody? We're going to go ahead and slide you to the side because we don't think you're big enough to headline WrestleMania. You get what I'm saying? You're not big enough to headline WrestleMania, even though we wrote you in to go ahead and win Royal Rumble. That's what it is. We wrote you in to headline Royal Rumble, which means that we wanted Cody Rhodes to headline WrestleMania. Because what is the winner with Royal Rumble? Royal Rumble winner gets to choose to be the main event at WrestleMania. They wrote in Cody Rhodes. It wasn't a flop with CM Punk. CM Punk was supposed to lose. That's been advertised. That's been pointed out. Cody was to win back-to-back. But now we wanted to go ahead and push you aside and let The Rock take over with Roman Reigns. You can headline like WrestleMania Night 1, but Night 2 is going to be the biggest match ever, and we're going to put in The Rock. Well, immediately, the fans blew up at this video, which was part of the storyline. The Rock coming out, taking and Cody talking to him, a little bit, and handshaking Cody, fist bumping Cody. And then Roman Reigns goes ahead and just stares down. The Rock just stands down Roman Reigns, indicating this is going to be the WrestleMania main event. That's it, and that's when everything goes off. No words were spoken. Nothing was said. 300,000 dislikes on YouTube. Now, I'm over to the understanding that Triple H, Trips, knows what he's hearing from the fans. Clearly not. Clearly it was a big bumfuck mess up on that end. So they had to rewrite the storyline. So now Cody, they did a press event in Las Vegas about a week ago. Cody comes out at this press event after The Rock and Roman Reigns, shake hands and say, yep, we're going to be the main event at WrestleMania. Here's the family tree. This is why we're doing it, blah, blah, blah. Cody comes out and says, wait a minute. I'm the one that won the Royal Rumble. I haven't decided who I want to face. So, really? Really? So I want Roman Reigns. Which is the obvious answer. You won the Royal Rumble. So you should have the choice of champion. Just saying. You should have the choice of champion. Now, obviously, the writers felt like, okay, we could kind of swerve this a little bit. We could swerve it a little bit there and have The Rock just come out and take over WrestleMania. Have him face Roman Reigns for head of the table. Well, again, backlash from the fans. They had to rewrite it, pull their, tail between their legs and run. Now we have Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns like it was supposed to be. But now The Rock has joined the bloodline. So The Rock apparently is siding with Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. He is now part of the bloodline. Even though Roman Reigns is still head of the table. Now, the story is supposed to be that Cody will lose with The Rock's help. I see it differently. So there have been some observers, some wrestling conspiracy theorists. Part of The Rock's speech on this past Friday was The Rock is going to do everything in his power. Obviously, we're thinking he's speaking to Cody, which he still could be. I'm going to do everything in his power to go ahead and make sure you come out a loser. Indirectly pointing at Roman Reigns. Now, here's the way I see it, and you can go ahead and call this conspiracy theory or not. I think The Rock turns on Roman, costs him the title, and that's where they fight. I'm just saying that's what it kind of seems like could happen, and then we get the Roman Reigns Rock at some other point, like the next pay-per-view or the next major. It's not even called a pay-per-view. It's a premium live event. Blah. So, there you go. That's what I see happening with this whole big cluster. CM Punk supposed to come back, headline WrestleMania, like that's his. It's not even his thing to win WrestleMania or win the main event in WrestleMania. His thing was to headline WrestleMania. And that's what I see fit. is he may not have to win the match, but to headline it. That's all his thing. Brock Lesnar, I don't know what Brock Lesnar's plan was to go forward. I mean, he could have faced Gunther. And Brock Lesnar's character up until all this shit went down was a good boy, country boy type attitude, and he was always losing. So he wasn't like the beast anymore. He was more like, country Brock. Not country Croc, country Brock. So he was probably going to lose anyway. He'd probably face Gunther and lose, which would have been an awesome match. I would have liked to have seen that. That would actually be good. And who better to go ahead and actually break a streak of however many long, 630 days Gunther's been Intercontinental Champion, almost 2 years. Why not have Brock Lesnar break that streak too? I don't know. So we're going to find out. But that's what WWE's been into. And, of course, this past Monday, just a lot of mundane stuff happening. Nothing, anything huge. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cody are feuding. I don't know what that's going to entail. And obviously, Cody went ahead and got screwed over by the Bloodline. Because apparently, again, they're the ones that are going to step in because they're going to make Cody's life live in hell until WrestleMania. So, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so wrestling talk. Again, one of these things that I normally don't talk about because Alyssa's in the house, in the room, and honestly, she doesn't really respond to it that much. So this is an opportunity to talk wrestling, and I got a chance to do it. John Monroe in there rocking a little power, and it's going to his head. Power trip, Hollywood ego. Well, the thing is, John, is he got a seat on the board of directors at TKO, which owns WWE. So he went ahead and made a pitch to creative, and creative like, yeah, let's do it. Oh, excuse me. He didn't even make a pitch to creative, because guess who runs creative? Triple H. He made a pitch to the board members, and the board members pushed it. See, Trips doesn't even have really full control anymore, or if he ever did. I mean, we all thought he did, but it doesn't seem like he does. So Trips is just like, that front man. Excuse me. He's just that front man to go ahead and seem like he's the head of creative. I think he does have some power over it. Maybe not ultimate power, but I think he's running majority of the show. I think he still has to report to people, but still. Anyway. Yeah, but that's what's going on right now. So WrestleMania 40, which honestly is going to be probably one of the biggest WrestleManias ever. That's going to happen in Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field. You got 4 matches that are current right now. Right now, it's Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. This is for the undisputed WWE Championship. You have Io Sky versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. Now, there are 2 matches that are to be determined after this Saturday. After this Saturday, you have Rhea Ripley, who's going to face off against the Elimination Chamber women's match, and Seth Rollins is going to face off against the men's Elimination Chamber match, and that's going to happen this Saturday morning, 5 p.m. Eastern. I will be awake for that. John, what's up?
Yeah, what I was trying to say there is, I know that company, whoever it is, they got the ultimate say. But what I'm saying about The Rock is, he's letting it go to his head. He's on a power trip, and he's just on a little power trip in his head, And is what I'm saying about Hollywood. He let Hollywood get to his fucking head, and I can do this, I can do that. I'm this, I'm that.
Well, the thing is, he was given
a little ego, and
yeah, but he was given power to TKO, which is the company that you're talking about that owns WWE.
Right.
So he was given a seat on the board. Now,
Right,
that doesn't mean he's able to pull strings, or maybe it is.
No, what I'm saying is, it's inside his fucking head. He's got an egotistical. he's on a power trip. You know, like when you say someone's on a power trip, they think they can do whatever they want.
Well, yeah, I understand. I understand what you're
He's
saying.
got an ego.
Yeah.
With Hollywood and with this going on, he's on a power trip. And
Yeah, he's definitely going to ego. He's definitely going to ego with Hollywood because he's been such a big box office hit. I mean, his net worth is $800 million. He's almost a billionaire, dude.
Right. Come on, and you're gonna turn around and fuck a wrestler the way he's trying to do.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is that as soon as this went viral, as soon as it went on YouTube, the WWE channel, 300,000 dislikes, the most disliked video by far. So and the whole "We Want Cody" movement, huh?
He's getting shut down, so it's going to be Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah, it's going to be Cody versus Roman. That has been, and now The Rock is the bad guy and has joined forces with Roman.
Right.
Now, I made the suggestion, being a conspiracy theorist, I think The Rock screws Roman, gets Cody the win, and then you have The Rock and Roman hissy fit.
Right. I heard something about I don't know what, some website I was reading. Okay, it said Cody wins. That whoever won Money in the Bank, they're going to cash in and take it away from him.
Oh, you're talking about the Judgment Day bitch.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I read something about that. I don't know, a couple of days ago.
Yeah. So it's very possible Cody just goes ahead and holds on for the title for 5 minutes.
Right, you know, and then this dude comes in, cashes in, and
Damian Pierce.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Damian Priest. I'm sorry.
I just hope they don't. I hope they don't screw him. You know, if anything, they're going to screw the fans, and the fans it's going to cost them.
I don't
because the fans are.
I don't think. I don't
fans
think
are going to turn on wrestling.
I don't think they're going to screw Cody like that. I honestly think it's going to be the winner of the Seth Rollins and whoever faces him match. I think they may cash in on.
Right. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we're going to see.
Triple H, I believe him. He's a man of his word. He wants, he's doing what's right. And he's the one basically shut it down. He's like, no, that can't happen.
Well, I think they took a big look at the amount of hate that they got, and they said, "Listen, we can't have this. We can't have this. This is not best for business. We need to make a change. This is bad."
He'll screw them guys over.
Yeah,
he'll screw over that company big time.
Yeah,
people are gonna turn on him.
Yep, I agree.
When is WrestleMania, anyways?
WrestleMania is April 6th and 7th.
Okay, it's not too far away.
No, it's coming up. It's coming up in less than 2 months.
Couple months.
Yep.
Less than 2 months. All right, my brother. I'll talk to you.
All right. Take care. All right. 813. That opens up the line. 813-699-5353. So, yeah, I mean, listen, WrestleMania, that's big. And when you go ahead and you get as much hate like that, where... Honestly, you get as much hate as like that when you make a change like that to WrestleMania and you get that much hate, oh, yeah, you definitely got to go ahead and make a change. Definitely. And I think they're doing the right thing. Listen, I think they tripped over their tongues. Everything got screwed up. And now they're making up for it. And I think they're running the right way. If it goes down the way I think it's going to go down, I think Cody finishes the story. But instead of the Bloodline screwing Cody, it's going to be The Rock screwing the Bloodline. I just see that for some reason, even though The Rock is playing the bad guy now, I just see it for some reason The Rock is going to screw the Bloodline out of the title. And then all of a sudden, now you get The Rock and Roman story to finish that story. And that probably will finish... It could last a while. It could go all the way to the next WrestleMania, to be honest with you. It could. We don't know. But but I can see why they wanted to do it at WrestleMania. I get it. It's the biggest stage. It's going to be one of the biggest main events ever. I can see it. I can understand it. But it's not the right time. You don't want Cody to finish his story at a Backlash pay-per-view. You don't want the Cody to finish his story at some Bash at Berlin or some Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. No, you want to finish that at WrestleMania. Get it to WrestleMania. Have a nice day. I'm just saying that I think that's that's where it needs to go. And that's where it should go. So, again, that's not for another 45, 50 days away. In April 6th and 7th, that weekend, Saturday and Sunday, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Lincoln Financial Field. I mean, it's already one of the biggest draws right now, and that was before The Rock. The Rock didn't even need to be involved in this. The talent of WWE right now is so huge, is so big. They maybe need 3 nights to go ahead and fill in all the talent. 3 nights, honestly, because you'll have like 6 or 7 matches per night, unless they overload it. Because normally the reason why they put it to 2 nights is because these WrestleManias were going 5 hours long. And listen, I was at Raw for about 3.5 hours. That's just too much. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna go ahead and just level out at about. You're gonna try to go ahead and salvage 3.5 hours, maybe less. So you're gonna get like 6 or 7 good matches with a little bit of storyline in there somewhere, interviews and all that other shit. But yeah, I mean, this is something that WrestleMania had to go to 2 days because they couldn't fit everything in one day. Now the lineup is so stacked. You got 2 new entrants. Braun Breaker just signed. You have this Jade Carter chick we've been waiting for. I don't know what they're doing with her, but we've been waiting for this chick to come through. Braun Breaker, we've been waiting for over a year for him to come through. We already know he's going to be a star. Just the question is, where do they fit in? And we'll find out. All right, let me go to the first break. Get some water for my throat. I'll go ahead. We got one song here. This is from Attic Door. It's called Cyber World. And then we'll hit you with about a 90-second bit. Give us about 5.5, maybe 6 minutes. And grab yourself something to drink. Do your thing. And we'll come right back with more of the Charles Richardson Solo Show right after this.
Off to grab a beer. We'll be right back after this.
Shit, there it is. A glory hole right next to the settling cracks and the door dings. This calls for your secret weapon. You break out the marshmallow paste, but it's not shutting down that hole. The penises are still flying in. Hey there, I'm Bo Riles, Glory Hole Virtuoso. If you're trying to shut down operations on a glory hole, look no further than the liquid drywall. Just spray our whipped cream on there and bingo bango bongo vanishes in seconds. The portal to the dick dimension may be closed, but those cherished memories of sucked wieners will live on within you forever. Our shaving cream requires no extra tools, no mess, no repairmen. Fuck this repair guy in particular. Give me that wall, bitch. Let me show you how the liquid drywall works. It takes that wall and it puts it in a can. This is wall in a can, motherfucker. It doesn't get more simple than that. Then you spray it on the wall and that wall leaves the can. Now that wall's on your wall. Gone are the days of playing with old Play-Doh. Gone are the days of painting cake frosting on your walls. Martha, you clumsy slut, you've banged the table into the wall. But luckily, thanks to the liquid drywall, we don't have to sell the house anymore. Thanks to the fast and easy repairs. Whoopsie, you got a little asshole on your wall? Butt plugged. No problem. I'm filling more holes than a male porn star today. Another one hiding behind the door? Not on my watch. What's that smell? Another one? Oh, goodness me, more holes than a block of cheese in this motherfucker. But luckily, there's no match for the liquid drywall. If your house is prone to glory holes, go ahead and install our boner barricade with the liquid drywall. No more worrying about rogue cocks popping in. Are your kids so dumb they fight over the broom and then hit the wall? Well, we can fix the wall, but we can't fix the bad parenting that led to this situation in the first place. There's billions of people on this planet. That's a lot of penises. Liquid drywall. You do the math.
Don't be a pussy. Call Charles now. 813-699-5353.
Man, I gotta get some new one-liners. Keep playing the same shit over and over again. 813-699-5353. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Talked about wrestling. Again, one of the things I really don't talk about here when Alyssa's on the show. But I'm doing it solo, so why not? Can't wait for the new UFL to start, which is basically the the XFL and USFL merged. Kind of pumped about that. I'm not pumped that they went ahead and basically X'd out 8 teams. Like, each league had 8 teams already. They merged, and you thought it was going to be like, 10 to 12 teams. No, they cut out half the teams. Whatever. Anyway, 813-699-5353. I already said that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Some news in the world today. And I'll be honest with you, this is one of the weirdest stories out there, and it's true. Researchers at Israel's Bar-Ilan University have successfully created, I'm going to take a deep breath and say this. They have successfully created artificial testicles. Yeah. Artificial testicles. Yeah, they created balls. Apparently, they did this in the lab to help with sexual infertility. According to the study, infertility is experienced by 1 in 6 people, and male infertility accounts for 50% of all cases. To make the artificial organs, scientists collected cells from newborn mice. The cells were then grown in the lab for 9 weeks, which is long enough to complete the process of sperm production. I'm going to interrupt this story here for a second. You took the cells of newborn mice to create balls. I'm over here thinking, if these nuts were to be put into a human, wouldn't the sperm probably not be very well with the with humans, I'm just over here thinking that we give the sperm of mice. I'm over here thinking mice are going to come out of the vagina and not humans, or mice humans, or some mixed breed. You know what I'm saying? Mice. The testicular cells from newborn mice were used, grown in the lab for 9 weeks, to go ahead and complete the process of sperm production from mice. Researcher Dr. Nitsengonen said artificial testicles are a promising model for basic research on testicle development and function, which can be translated into therapeutic applications for disorders of sexual development and infertility. The team doesn't know yet if the newly formed testes can produce sperm, but they did notice signs of early sperm cell production. In the future, the scientists plan to produce organoids using human samples. I really hope so. A testis is produced from human cells could help children being treated for cancer. Ooh, okay. Development of cancer in boys followed by chemotherapy and radiation treatments leads to 1 in 3 remaining infertile. Along with basic research, the study, so it's not anything to cure cancer, but if somebody goes ahead and gets cancer and has to go through chemo and radiation, their sac could have been shot away. So in comes the artificial testes. We put them right in your sac and you can go on making kids. Along with basic research, the study suggests that the testis organoids could be beneficial to the effects of exposure to opioids, toxins, and environmental factors that are known to negatively affect infertility. It sounds weird, but I get what they're trying to do. The question I have is, okay, fine. I'm infertile. My sperm suck. I need to get new balls. Put a brand new sack of balls in me. Is it with my DNA, though? Do these... it's not my kid. It's kind of like I'm injecting somebody else's sperm in me to give to my wife. Like I'm still pumping her. I'm humping her. Ooh, yeah. And then all of a sudden, I shoot my wad but is it mine? Is my DNA going to be a part of this? Like when it gets into me, does it go through my system? Like, does it get charged of the Charles DNA and all of a sudden I can go ahead and make itty bitty little Charleses? That's one of those things that I would really like to know. It's like, okay, fine. I'm fertile now. I can make babies again. But are those babies mine? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm clear enough on it, because the sperm that my juice, is it my juice or is it a chemically imbalanced juice? Like, is it already full of juice already? You know what I'm trying to say is, like, if I make a baby with my wife or girlfriend or whatever, if I make a baby with my wife and I'm, giving her my seed, is my seed mine? Is it, if they go ahead and do a paternity test with my blood, is it gonna match? You know what I'm saying? Is it really going to be my kid? And that's something that I think I wish they could. I mean, I don't think they can answer right now because it's in the mice stage. It's in the Mickey Mouse stage right now, literally. They're taking it from newborn mices. Just, okay. I mean, I get they have to start somewhere. But mices, they're taking little itty bitty little ball cells from mice, newborn mice for that matter. I'm wondering how they're going to do the human one. Are they going to take cells from newborn babies? Newborn male babies? I mean, I don't know. From my understanding, I don't know how that would work. I don't know. Listen, mice are one thing. Okay, fine. You saved Mickey from being infertile. Now he can go ahead and impregnate Minnie. But how's that going to work with me if I need a new set of balls? You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm going to like Tire Kingdom and it's like, yeah, I need a new set of balls. Ball Kingdom. Testicle Kingdom. Yeah. There we go. Going to make an order for new testicles, please, over there at Testicle Kingdom. Need to change these ones out because they're no good anymore. Give me a new set. And if they ask me what size I am, I don't know. I don't know these sizes. Extra large. You know, I need extra large balls for my extra large. I just felt that was a weird article. And this is over in Israel. Do we really want to trust these people? Israel. I mean, they may go ahead and produce sperm to go ahead and make us recreate like terrorists or something. I don't want that. So, might be even China. They'll go ahead and make us, reproduce, shoemakers for minimum wage, China minimum wage. Just weird. Oh, man. There's a new research study, not for balls or anything like that. There's a research that shows that if you walk your dog, it allows them to get the mental stimulation they need from smelling and exploring new things. But dogs who don't have these needs met are subjected to some of the side effects of long-term chronic stress that people face. And I kind of get this because if you already live in a house full of stress, excuse me, very burpy today. If you already live in a house full of stress and your dog is a home dog, you know what I'm saying? They basically are always indoors. They're an introverted dog. They could go ahead and suffer from the same stresses that we do. Trust me, I suffer from stress. It's not a super stressful situation here, but it can get a little stressy, almost a little testy. According to this is from Kelly Conaboy from the Washington Post, and she writes from her personal experience. My landlord recently installed a fence around the shared front yard of our building in upstate New York. Each of her tenants has a dog, and she thought it would be nice to provide a safe, off-leash space where they can run around and chase a ball. But this act of kindness has introduced an unfortunate new temptation. When it's time for one of my dog's 3 daily walks and the weather is bad, or I'm particularly busy or lazy, I know sometimes think maybe I'll just let him into the yard. Now, of course, I'm happy to go ahead and have a place to let him out for quick pee breaks, but I fear falling into a pattern of regularly skipping walks. Now, this research indicates that many humans do. A 2011 study from Michigan State University on the benefits of dog walking found only 2/3 of its subjects routinely walk their dogs. According to experts, this foregoing of walks doesn't only make neurotic dog guardians like myself feel guilty, but it can significantly affect your dog's emotional and physical well-being. Stephanie Bourneswell, who is an assistant clinical professor at Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine, said, first of all, dogs don't exercise by themselves for the most part, which, I don't know, I see weird. The amount of exercise the dog needs varies based on age, breed, and health. It can be as little as 30 minutes a day or as much as a few hours, but virtually all dogs need exercise in some form. Now, the typical yard just doesn't offer enough stimulation to prompt an adequate amount of movement unless you're spending time playing with your dog. They're just going to sit there, she says, because the space is familiar, which is true. She compared it to reading the same book over and over again or seeing enrichment by hanging out in your bathroom. Or seeking enrichment, excuse me. The need for exercise, while crucial, isn't even the most important reason to walk your dog. This may or may not get some exercise in the yard, but they're not getting companionship and they're not getting the mental stimulation that comes from seeing new things or from the point of view of a dog sniffing new things. Now, this actually sounds very common with one of our dogs. One of our dogs is a schnauzer who sniffs everything, and I think she's probably sniffed everything in the first couple of days that she was here. Now, dogs who do not have these needs now are subject to some of the same effects of long-term chronic stress on their health that people are. She says, ranging from depression to anxiety to problems with their immune system. They found that dogs in shelters, too, benefit from direct human interaction, which reduces stress and stress-related behaviors. Now, to help your dog get the most out of her walk, let her explore. Sniffing is the way that dogs experience the world. Where humans have 6 million receptors, research show that dogs have up to 300 million. It's how they acquire information about the environment and communicate. Dogs can tell which animals have been nearby, including sniffing out their gender and information about their health. A friend's dog walker used to equate the act of sniffing to a dog checking their email. I like that. So often, though, humans hurry them along, prioritizing exercise for their own schedule over dogs' interest in the world around them. It would be like talking to me to the Smithsonian, taking me to the Smithsonian Institute, and I'm wanting to stop and look at the exhibit. Somebody says, "Hey, hurry up! We're just exercising. Keep walking." And I get that because when I and this is me talking just randomly. When I was house sitting for my cousin, he told me about his dog Louie and how he likes to get walked every night, because he needs to go. Even though you can just go ahead and let him out the side and he does his business. But in this particular instance, he was, every time we walked, he definitely took his time sniffing around, and there was some spots of interest that he always would discover, even we're going down the same path. All right, so we're going down the same path, but he's sniffing in different locations. Some locations the same, but I noticed when I was walking him, and I walked him every day, when I walked him, there was different spots that he just wanted to chill out and sniff and sniff and sniff and sniff and sniff. And I'm over here like, come on, Louie. But now I get it. Now I get it. I was ignorant to this information, but now I kind of get it. It's like, you're right. It's a dog is going ahead and learning the environment and learning, what's around them. Like, honestly, if there was a dog that left hair, and we're not talking about, somebody that's marking their spot. I'm sure that's a main scent. But like if a dog was just there, like if they shedded some hair and it landed in the on the streetway or the grass or whatever, and they were there, it's like, that could be a sign. Because listen, we have what did it say? 6 million? Yeah, we have 6 million olfactory receptors, where dogs have 300 million. What that basically means is dogs are more than 200, 300 times better of picking up their surroundings than we are. Like just by a sniff. Like they mentioned, they can go ahead and get information, male or female dog that's been in there, just everything, like just the whole environment. So it's really kind of interesting. So if you're used to walking your dog, make sure you go ahead and keep walking them. Don't skip a day unless you really can't. Just don't skip it because you want to be lazy and it's like, I'm not in the mood. Number one, because honestly, not only for your dog's purpose, but for your purpose too, you're getting exercise too. Get out there, get some of that fresh air, or wherever you live, and just take a walk. It definitely would help. It definitely would help, I think, with everybody. You, the dog, everybody. So definitely keep that in mind. There's just another thing that came out there, another study that was there. So we haven't walked our dog in years. We basically have like there's a little gated area that we have where they come and go as they please. Oh, trust me, we have bunnies and turtles coming through the grass, and they know they're there. Oh, they know. We don't see them, but they're barking their ass off like, I know somebody's here. Ruff, ruff, ruff. There's somebody's here. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Oh, man. They sometimes say, what the hell are you barking at? There's nobody there. Oh, but there probably were. That's Toodles, the schnauzer. She sniffs everything for like hours on end. Like, just stop sniffing already. Oh, but that's how she does. She's a very active sniffer. She needs to sniff. I wonder if she would be. I mean, we haven't taken her on a walk. I think Alyssa took her on a walk once, maybe twice, but we've had her for over a year. And honestly, I mean, it sounds like, we should get them more on an active schedule. I'm just saying, I think it would be a good idea, not only for the dogs, but also for us. Because listen, we're no slim beans. We could always get some more steps in, some more walks in, and all that stuff. We could always get some more steps. So that's something maybe I should bring up and like, hey, let's go ahead and let's just get some stuff going on here. Let's get some walking in. We both got the Apple Watches, or not the Apple Watches, but the Samsung watches where keeps our steps, checks our heart rate, and all that good stuff. And it's like, they're kind of sitting collecting dust. Even though it sounded like a good idea at the time, it's like we just don't use it, and that sucks. We gotta get more active. We really do. I got a bike that I barely ever use, so I've used it, just hasn't been used as much. 813-699-5353. We're going to take a break in another 10 minutes. Keep that half an hour break going every half hour. Over here in Tampa, Florida state senators approved a bill that would allow residents to shoot bears that are deemed an imminent threat. I kind of hope that would be able to do anyway. I mean, it's like, either kill or be killed. SB 632, titled Taking of Bears, sparked debate in a committee that continued into the Senate floor on Wednesday. The bill is dubbed the Cocaine Bear Bill on social media after its sponsor said Floridians have the right to protect themselves against the ones that are on crack. I keep thinking of the movie Cocaine Bear, and I'm thinking, that really did happen. There was actually a bear on coke that went crazy. Found cocaine, and the bear just went absolute shitface. And now we're approving a bill here in Florida for a cocaine bear. Hey, Andrew, what's going on? Welcome to the show. But Florida, listen, only in Florida can you really expect this to happen. Jason Schoaf, who's a representative there in Point St. Joe, says they break down your door and they're standing in your living room, growling and tearing your house apart. When you run into one of those crack bears, you should be able to shoot it. Yeah, I agree. You've stepped onto our property. I mean, come on. Oh, God. But the sight of it being the cocaine bear bill, that's just crazy. If passed, the bill would do away with the fines and penalties for killing a bear threatening residents or their pets. Opponents of the bill say it will allow people to kill bears with impunity, even if they aren't a threat, because the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is no longer required to investigate. On the Senate floor Wednesday, Senator Tina Pawsky and other Democratic lawmakers urged education and mandated bear-proofing measures as an alternative. The bill passed 24-12 in a vote largely supporting largely along party lines. So I can finally go ahead and shoot a bear without penalty as long as it's a threat. As long as it's a threat, I can shoot it. You've landed on my property. You're destroying my home. I'm shooting you. I don't care if there's a bill supporting it or not. I'm shooting you. There's no way you're getting away with it. I'm shooting you. You're a bear on crack. I'm shooting you. Do I need a drug test to show if the bear is on crack? I don't know. It's just one of them things. It's just one of them things. All right, 813-699-5353. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to take another break here. I'm going to go ahead and give my voice a rest. I am running solo today, so I'm going to need some extra breaks, if you know what I mean. Listen, don't go anywhere. I got Nice Apathy with a song coming up here, about a 5-minute song. Then I'm going to do a blooper for a couple of minutes. So give me about 7 minutes. Do what you got to do. Take a break. Go, take a dump. If you've been holding it, I can't imagine why, but if you're holding it, do it now. And we'll come back right after this with more show when we go ahead and return right after this.
Stay where you are. The Charles Richardson Show will return after this.
Said I'm sick, get out! So I stumbled down to Kelly's pub, across the edge of town. And I told the boys my story, and we had another round. Now we're drinking, 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 fight. We're drinking, 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 fight. And I might see a pretty girl, I'll sleep with her tonight. Yes, I'm drinking, 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 fight. Well, she was a pretty whore. She'd always greet you with a smile and never lock her door. But on the day she died, all the men in town did weep. For Mary McGregor finally got some sleep. And we're drinking, 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 fight. We're drinking, 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 fight. And if I see a pretty girl, I'll sleep with her tonight. Yes, we're drinking, 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 fight. A child, I'm told. I gave her my heart, and she gave me a cold. So now I sit standing here, out in the pouring rain. I'll stumble back to Kelly's pub, and cry away me pain. I'm drinking, 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 fight. I'm drinking, 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 fight. And if I see a pretty girl, I'll sleep with her tonight. And I'm drinking, 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 fight.
We're back to the best show you have never heard of. Yes, The Charles Richardson Show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. 813-699-5353. It's Saturday. Trying to get the update on this story here because I think it was a story that we had commented on. There was a waitress who was fired the same day she received a $10,000 tip. This $10,000 tip obviously did not go directly to her. It was split upon the wait staff that was working that shift. Excuse me, 8 days. I'm sorry. So this happened in Michigan, and we'll just recap it here from the article here. So, a Michigan waitress who was fired 8 days after a customer she served left a $10,000 tip says it was because of discord stemming from the tip, according to her attorney. Earlier this month, a generous customer left a massive tip telling the staff at the Mason Jar Cafe in Benton Harbor it was in memory of a friend who had recently passed away. Now, at the time, the restaurant told Next Stars WOOD TV the tip was split 9 ways among the co-workers for more than $1,100 each. 8 days after receiving the tip, Lindsay Boyd, who was the waitress at the cafe, was fired. She has since hired an attorney, Jennifer McManus, after the restaurant allegedly threatened to sue her for defamation. She says McManus told WOOD they don't have a leg to stand on. They're using their position of power to threaten and intimidate her. It's a really sad thing. The defamation allegation came up after Boyd shared her side of the story on Facebook the night of February 13th, the same day she was fired. In an earlier email to the TV station, Mason Jar Cafe ownership said Boyd was not affiliated with the tip, but would not provide any additional details, citing labor laws. According to McManus, a co-worker told Boyd that staff members working in the back of the house and those on different shifts were upset that the tip wasn't shared with them. Boyd went to management and ownership about these concerns, but refused to share the name of the co-worker when asked. A quote there, McManus explained, Lindsay understandably anticipated that sharing that person's name could just trigger a bigger issue, so she was really caught in a tough position. She'd either share the person's name, which could create a bigger issue, or she refused to share the person's name, which ultimately seems is what led to her termination. In the meantime, all she was trying to do was A, share the tip as the customer requested, and B, diffuse the situation so everybody should get back to work. About a half hour after Boyd's Facebook post started to go viral, McManus said a manager called the waitress, recommended she take it down. WOOD is choosing not to name the manager. An expert from the phone call had the manager telling Boyd that the owners, quote, actually have every right to sue her and the entire estate for defamation. When Boyd answered with, good luck, I ain't got much, the manager says, yeah, but they'll take everything you've got. She is not responsible for public perception, McManus said, who's the lawyer. She's responsible for ensuring that the words she speaks are truthful, which she did. And if the public chooses to perceive it differently, she has no responsibility for that. Now, McManus forwarded a message to her clients, wants everyone to know, one thing I've made clear is how much I didn't want any of this, Boyd wrote on the Facebook post. And more than anything, I want others to know, as humbling as all of this support has been, I just truly don't want others reacting to my situation with more hate, anger, or animosity. It solves nothing, and there are still innocent, hardworking people in that building who will be the ones suffering, and I don't want that. The cafe owner said that they did not make the decision lightly, that firing an employee was, quote, something we always try to avoid at all costs, and in this case, it was purely a business decision. McManus said Boyd is still unemployed and is looking for work with a schedule similar to her last job, given her 2 children. She added Boyd does not intend to pursue legal action. So there you go. It's just really sad, but here's a clip from the station.
She spoke with News 8's David Horak, who joins us live from our Kalamazoo studio tonight. David.
Sue and Brian, Lindsay Boyd is the waitress and mother of 2 who was fired from the Mason Jar Cafe earlier this month. She hired Jennifer McManus to be her attorney after the restaurant threatened to sue her for defamation.
They don't have a leg to stand on. They are using their position of power to try to threaten and intimidate her. And it's a really sad thing.
The defamation allegation came up after Boyd shared her side of the story on Facebook the night of February 13th, the same day she was fired, 8 days after the $10,000 tip. Mason Jar Cafe ownership told us Boyd's firing was not affiliated with the tip, yet could not further specify why due to labor laws. But according to McManus, an unnamed coworker told Boyd that staff members working in the back and those on different shifts were upset that the tip was not shared with them. Boyd went to management and ownership about these concerns, but refused to share the name of the coworker when asked.
Lindsay, understandably, anticipated that sharing that person's name could just create a bigger issue. And so she was really caught in a tough position. She either shared the person's name, which could create a bigger issue. She refused to share the person's name, which ultimately, it seems, is what led to her termination. In the meantime, all she was trying to do was A, share the tip as the customer requested, and B, diffuse the situation so everyone could just get back to work.
About a half hour after the Facebook post went online and started to go viral, McManus said a manager called the waitress recommending her to take it down. An excerpt from that phone call had the manager telling Boyd that the owners actually have every right now to sue her and her entire estate for defamation. When Boyd answered with, "Good luck, I ain't got much," the manager said, "Yeah, but they'll take everything you've got."
She's not responsible for the public perception. She's responsible for ensuring that the words that she speaks are truthful, which she did. And if the public chooses to perceive it differently, she has no responsibility for that.
News 8 asked to interview Boyd on camera, but we were denied that chance. Yet McManus forwarded a message her client wants everyone to know.
One thing I want made clear is how I didn't want any of this. And more than anything, I want others to know that as humbling as all of the support has been, that I just truly don't want others reacting to my situation with more hate, anger, or animosity. It solves nothing, and there are still innocent, hardworking people in that building who will be the ones suffering, and I don't want that.
Mason Jar's owners told us earlier this month that they did not make the decision lightly and that firing an employee was something we always try to avoid at all costs, and that in this case it was purely a business decision, end quote. McManus says Boyd is still unemployed and looking for work with a schedule similar to her last job given her 2 kids. She added that they will not pursue legal action on their end. We're live in our Kalamazoo studio. David Horak, News 8.
All right. There you have it. So obviously it was a lot better hearing it from them than it was from me, because you got basically the gist of it with, you know, with the visual of who was actually saying what. But yeah, it's like, you know, I don't agree. And it's because maybe it's because I don't really have any experience working as a waiter or server for that matter. I don't really agree with sharing tips. I mean, I think, listen, if you do a job well and you're on a staff where it's sketchy, like, you know, like waitress B does a really crap job and she's leaving her post and whatever, she gets a $2 tip, but you do a kick-ass job, you get a $10 tip, what, you're going to split these tips up? No. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. That means you can go ahead and do a shit job, get a $1 tip, but as long as somebody's kicking ass over there, you know, if they end up with, like, say, $50 worth of tips for their shift, and you end up with $20 worth of tips, guess what? You're making out and she's losing out. Just say this. Okay, let's just say there's 2 waitresses on this shift. One makes 50, one makes 20. That's $70 split 2 ways, $35 a piece. Well, the one that only did $20 in tips gets $15 extra for doing shit, and the other one is losing $15 because she has to share it with a dumbass, broke-ass waitress that doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Honestly, I don't like it that way. You know, doing the numbers, I don't like it that way. Now, granted, you could be doing a kick-ass job, and the people that you are serving are just broke, and you know they're paying for their meal and they're giving like a 10% tip and like that. Like, you know, if they're paying for like, you know, $50 for their family, they're leaving you $5. Well, whether the same, another couple could be doing $100 and then they leave a $20 or $30 tip for the waitress over there. So listen, it's the luck of the draw, really. I mean, it really is the luck of the draw, and also what shift you work. But it's the same thing is that I just don't find sharing tips is very fair. I think, listen, if you got $10,000 tip, that's yours. $10,000 right there, clear. You don't have to share that with 9 other coworkers who didn't earn that $10,000 tip. That's bullshit. I mean, why would you give everybody $1,000 just because they were part of a shift that went ahead and received this huge tip? And on top of that, you greedy motherfuckers, you're not even working that shift, and you're saying, well, why didn't we get a share of it? Because you fuckers weren't working, dickwad. Hello? Why didn't we get a share of the tip? Because you weren't working that shift. If that's the policy for the cafe, by the way, look media. First off, why the fuck you need 9 servers? The size of that place looks small, and 3 servers at most, maybe 4, not 9. Unless 9 was all they had for I would think maybe 9 servers was the total roster. And if that's the case, then there should be no complaints about who. But apparently, I guess there's more, because there's people that were bitching and complaining. Well, how come we didn't get a tip? How come we didn't get a slice of the pie? We didn't work there, but we still want money. Oh, God. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, 813-699-5353. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see here. All right, that closes that story. I'm kind of interested to see what goes on, though. So down here in Florida, you know what? I take that back. I think everywhere there is a thing where, and I guess it's more for people like me who just have that anxiety. How long is long enough before a green light a traffic light goes green and somebody doesn't move? How long do you wait till it's acceptable to honk? How long do you wait? Okay, you're waiting there at the red light. There's a couple of people in front of you. It turns green. Nobody's moved. Still nobody's moved. How long to go ahead and honestly, people down here don't care. Honestly, I've seen it turn green, and I'm like 2-3 cars back. Nobody moves. So one person who's a local was asked, how long until you honk? And this guy says 5 to 8 seconds. 5 to 8 seconds? 5 to 8 seconds. No. This one guy, Ron, 5 to 8 seconds was a guy from Fort Myers, which is down here in Southwest Florida, Ron. This guy, Joseph, says 2 seconds. I'm from New York. Yeah. Thank you, Joseph. Because honestly, 5 to 8 seconds is all that light stays on for. If you wait 8 seconds and you honk, you may not make that light. But Steve shows that not everyone will honk. Steve says, I wouldn't honk my horn. In most of the cases, it's just rude. So you're okay missing a light and just you got nowhere to go. You got no life. You can just go ahead and sit there all day. It seems like, Steve. honking is just rude. No, what's rude is people not paying attention to the fucking light. That's rude. So it depends on your driving style and a couple of other factors. The time of day and the area that you're driving through apparently are affected. The Lee County Traffic Court Database, which Lee County is down there in Fort Myers, says the 2002 annual average daily traffic at the business intersection of Veterans Parkway and Santa Barbara Boulevard sees more than 55,000 cars. I really don't care what they say. Let me see here. Who said this? Wink News, which is the station down here, spoke to a driving instructor from Classic Traffic School. Peterson said about driving is when you're driving out there, you really have to be careful. See, he teaches how to drive professionally and accurately. We need about 2 to 3 seconds before we let them go. Because at the end of the day, when you add an intersection, another driver could be taking the light. So you have to make sure that you know safety first. When the light changes, give the driver about 3 seconds. I think that would be the best. So regardless if you're on a joyride or rushing to work, it's important to keep calm and drive safe. Listen, I get about being calm, and I get people are on their phones because there's been times I've been honked at. I'm stopped. I'm the first person at the light. I'm checking my phone, maybe typing a text message or trying to get directions and stuff like that. And my attention's not on the light. It's happened. I get it. Listen, I'm sorry. The light turned green. My bad. I wave and I'm off. I don't give the finger. I don't honk back. I don't get out of the car and throw a hissy fit or anything like that. Listen, it's my bad. I get it. But some people, I go ahead and wait 2, 3, 4 seconds. I honk, and it's not a honk. It's not a honk. It's a beep. That's it. And I get a finger sometimes. I mean, most of the people, they're fine, but I get a finger. Like, you're going to finger, you're going to go ahead and give me the middle finger because your ass can't go ahead and keep track of your freaking surroundings? Seriously? You're going to give me that? Really? Just fucking move. Get your ass moving. I don't have time to be wasting precious seconds because of your stupid fucking ass. I really hate the traffic down here. You know something? And I think, and I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. I honestly think it's me. It's me. Because I have an anxiety, I have an ADHD disorder, PTSD, a slight case of PTSD. So I'm not gonna go ahead and say I'm really in need of I'm really out there. I'm not gonna say that. But I do have a little bit of anxiety. I do have a little bit of PTSD and ADHD. This fucking line needs to move. This fucking line needs to move. When I'm in that line, if I'm either in a drive-through line, if I'm in a traffic line, back up or whatever, I get antsy. I really do. So for me to go ahead and give this person 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, it takes me a really good effort to do that and be calm. So when I give the beep, not the honk, just the beep, I'm doing my best to remain calm. I'm doing my best. Okay? That's just the traffic lights. Now, when you are stuck behind somebody that is going 10 to 15 miles below the speed limit, that's another story. Oh, that's another story. That pisses me off to the next level. Because now there's no stoplight, but this person's crawling like I got time to crawl. Like that is just rude and just fucked up to the max. And this is on the point of you're going into a one-lane road, like one way this way, one lane that way, and there's no passing, according to the double lines. There's no passing between people on that road. Well, let me tell you something, motherfucker. When it's 35 miles an hour and you're doing 20 or 25, and I don't see anybody coming this way, I don't give a fuck what the lines say. I'm passing your ass. Not only am I passing you, I'm giving you the fucking stare down as I pass you. It just, you know what? Listen, I don't expect people to go ahead and go the speed limit all the time. But when it's 35 miles an hour, I mean, that's slow enough as it is. And that's residential. I get it. 35 is fine. But when you're going 30, 25, it just gets ridiculous. At least go the speed limit. At least go somewhere close to it. 33, 34, something. Don't be an asshole and go a fucking turtle and snail's pace. Oh, man. So, I mean, it's just, the traffic really irks me. And maybe this is something to do with my mental instability, because I do have it. I have moments where I just have no patience, and it's me. I'm not going to blame anybody else. It's me. I have no patience. I do not like to sit around and in a stable or in a stationary position. If I want to go somewhere, I want to go. I don't need people adding to the time that I'm stuck at a light or I'm stuck in traffic or whatever. I want to go. And yes, this is also if it's a complete backup. Like if I'm going on a highway and it is back to back to back and you're going at a snail's pace along with everybody else, I still get that anxiety. I still get it. It's up there and it drives me batty. Even though I know it's not the person in front of me. It's not the person in front of the people. It may not even be 20 cars up ahead. But just the fact that I'm in that situation, it drives me insane. Now, my wife, on the other hand, she can go ahead and take this with a grain of salt. She can. So it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. She and I have different driving styles. I'm more aggressive. She's not. It's just the way it is. She doesn't have any of these mental issues I have. I just have. I got a list of them, but they're all minor. Like I got depression. I got anxiety. I got a little bit of anger management that I need to control on. PTSD, ADHD. I mean, it's been diagnosed by my therapist that I got all this. I got touches of it, not something that is severe like somebody in the war getting PTSD. No, it's nothing that bad. But it's enough to make a tick in my system. It's enough to make a tick. And it's really annoying because some of these things that people with a lot of patience can do, I can't. And it really sucks that I feel this way. It really stinks. I wish there was a way I could just turn it off. I wish there was something I could do that just would make it go away. I don't get angry. I don't want to get angry. I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to feel depressed. I don't want to feel rushed or I need to get somewhere. And, unless I'm going to work or if I need to go somewhere that I am, if I have to go to the doctor's and be there at a certain time. Usually I leave in an appropriate time. But listen, if it's something gets caught and I'm stuck behind somebody that's slow, I could get it. It really could. It really could just go ahead and get to me. It really does. And that's just traffic. There's other things in life that just make me just go batty too. But just imagine traffic being the big key. The My Pillow guy, you know him, right? Mike Lindell. My pillow. And he's hugging his pillow. Wants to make love to the pillow. But it's my pillow. Apparently, Mr. Lindell he owes a computer forensic expert millions of dollars after the man disproved Lindell's false claims about election fraud. I didn't know there was such thing as false claims. I was like, come on. Mike Lindell, who's the CEO of the betting company MyPillow, and an ally of former President Donald Trump, has to pay $5 million to a man who debunked Lindell's false claims of fraud in the 2020 presidential election following a failed attempt to get out of doing so. Now, in 2021, Lindell hosted a contest called the, quote, Prove Mike Wrong Challenge, promising $5 million to anyone who could disprove Lindell's claims that Chinese interference played a role in the 2020 election. Robert Zeidman, who's a computer forensic expert and a Trump supporter, submitted a 15-page report proving Lindell's assertions were false. The American Arbitration Association's commercial ruled last April that Lindell had to pay Zeidman the money. Lindell challenged the ruling, but the arbitrators decided to uphold it, according to a document filed on Wednesday. Zeidman told the Washington Post in April that he was really happy with the initial decision. They clearly saw, as I did, that the data we were given at the symposium was not at all what Mr. Lindell said it was. The truth is finally out there. Zeidman attorney Brian Glasser told HuffPost in an email that he and his client are pleased with the decision. Lindell's attorney filed a motion in October to withdraw from their role because Lindell was behind payments to the law firm. You're behind payments on the law firm, but you're over here wanting to go ahead and give $5 million, but you can't be that expensive to hold. I mean, unless you're in a lot of lawsuits there, Mr. Lindell. A lot of lawsuits could maybe bankrupt anybody, especially when you have a big fucking mouth like you do. Now, I'm not saying that supporting Trump is a bad idea, but Mr. Lindell, when you go ahead and you support Trump and you're going to make these type of fucking claims and you put your ass for $5 million out there and somebody actually takes you up on it and you lose, pay up, bitch. Pay up. When you go ahead and put down $5 million on a hand of blackjack, Vegas ain't going to fucking go ahead and say, oh, that's okay, you can play again. No, you lost. Lindell has spread conspiracy theories about the supposed election fraud, including that voting machines were rigged in 2020 and were changing votes to Trump votes from Trump votes to Joe Biden. The voting machine manufacturer Dominion has sued Lindell, asking for $1.3 billion in damages. That is crazy. Crazy. So not only do you have to pay this guy a measly $5 million, you're going to have to pay Dominion, the voting machine manufacturer, $1.3 billion. Billion, Mr. Lindell, Mr. My Pillow guy. Is he even worth that much? Mike Lindell, what is your overall net worth? Let me see here. Net worth, My Pillow assets. I don't want to know about I see. He is worth $35 million. Yeah. If he has to pay $1.3 billion, yeah, if he's fucked. Mike, bye-bye, Mike. Bye-bye. My Pillow is now my ass. That's what it is there, Mike. My ass. It is crazy. It's crazy. Mike Lindell, My Pillow, my mouth. You big mouth fucking idiot. I mean, just some people gotta shut up. Just shut up. You know, listen, whether the voting machine was rigged or not, you don't go ahead and say, hey, I got $5 million here. And then on top of that, you say that shit, and now you're getting kicked in the ass for $1 billion. $1 billion, most of which you don't have. Most of it, and I'm talking 900 million, you don't have. You don't even have, no, I take that back. He's worth what, $35 million? 1.3 billion. You need 1.27 billion dollars more to go ahead and just make that payment. On top of the $5 million you owe this guy that debunked your ass. I'm telling you, people, and you know this guy this computer forensics guy, he probably doesn't need the money. He probably doesn't need, but you know what? Mike Lindell shot off his mouth, and it's like, fine, bitch, I could use an extra $5 million. He probably already has 7-8 figures in there. He's probably worth more than Mike Lindell himself. But he's going to take $5 million out of Lindell's ass because he wants to go ahead and Mike Lindell just wants to run his mouth. Dude, you want to go ahead and support Trump? Go ahead. Support him. There's plenty of people that support him. Plenty of millionaires that support Donald Trump. But they don't run their mouth like you do. Shut up. Shut up. Go ahead and do your fucking gay-ass commercials. Make your little Trump change. And just shut up. I mean, these people, honestly, they are wanting to take a huge chunk out of your ass. Not just a huge chunk. They want to take all of your ass. And then some. Basically, by the time this company is done, this Dominion company, they'll own MyPillow. We're going to take you and your MyPillow franchise because MyPillow is only worth $390 million. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're suing for $1.3 billion. Not to say that that's going to be the end result. It could be less. But I'm just saying, if they get an order, a judge goes ahead and says, yep, $1.3 billion coming your way, Dominion. MyPillow is theirs, and they need probably close to another $1 billion. Your ass is going to be working. You're going to be doing hard labor to go ahead and come up with that $1 billion. Trump is going to have to endorse you. All because you had to run your stupid fucking mouth. All because you had to run your mouth. You're being sued by the freaking, by Dominion, who did the polling, the voting machines. And another guy went ahead and disproved your fucking false claim. I mean, all because you ran your mouth. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a prove Mike Lindell wrong competition. I'm gonna give that person $5 million if they can prove me wrong. Well, first off, number one, $5 million is about 20% of your net worth. You really want to go ahead and give away that much of your net worth? I mean, honestly, $35 million, that's all you're worth? Your company's at 390, but you're only worth 35. So let me make sure I understand this correctly. You're going to, and again, my math could be off on this. You're going to give away about 10 to 15% of your net worth up as a bet that somebody can't prove you wrong. What do you get in return? What do you get in return, dude? Here's what you get in return. You get some forensic smarty pants that is able to justly prove you wrong. Then you get made to look like an ass. Not to mention that you probably look like an ass already because you run your damn mouth. Then you go bankrupt and you're in debt to this person on top of being in debt to the voting machine company, Dominion, who's probably going to get about at least $1 billion. And that's about $970 million more than what you're worth. It's definitely double than what MyPillow is worth at $390 million. It's more than double. All because you ran your fucking mouth. All because you ran your mouth. Stick that MyPillow in your mouth and shut the fuck up. Shut up. You want to endorse Trump? Go ahead. Write him a check. I think about $5 is all you got left to your name right now, isn't it? Write him a check. But shut up. Shut up about the fraud. Shut up about everything. Because clearly you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Listen, you've made a good success with My Pillow. Why do you have to go ahead and jump your freaking ass into the political ring? Just stick to the My Pillow. Just stick to it. Honestly, I think the pillow is stupid and it sucks anyway. But you talk about it like you go ahead and hump it every night. And apparently you have a betting line. Listen, it's a successful business. Don't get me wrong. You know, up until you wanted to go ahead and become a political badass, which you're not, up until you did that, I think the My Pillow thing is kind of cool. But your stupid mouth had to open. Oh, it's rigged. The voting is rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. A public figure like you needs to watch him. Apparently you don't know this. But you're in the public eye. See, if I said that, nobody would really care. Big fucking whoop. Maybe a few people would hear it, but nobody cares. Defamation, like, really? Defamation on what? Who's hearing it? Nobody. But you, Mike Lindell, you're on TV. You're on there, and you're a known name. You would think, honestly, why can't you just stay in the background? Why can't you just stay in the background? Just support your man like everybody else and just write him a check. Excuse me. Listen. The 1.3 billion in damages. That is just fucking sad. That's sad. And on top of that 1.3, by the way, which was last year, so it's still going on, the Supreme Court declined to hear the appeal from Mike Lindell. I'm trying to see here false claims, blah, 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 blah. It's just again, just gotta shut up. Just gotta shut up. He also faces separate lawsuits from another place called Smartmatic, another voting machine company that also accused him of defamation. He's faced with so many defamation. Oh my God. Mike, just shut up. Just shut up. You goofy little bastard. Shut up. Anyway, listen, that's going to close up the show. Please go ahead. Make sure you like us on Facebook and YouTube. Well, actually, we're on 3 different channels on Facebook. You can, my personal profile, Charles Richardson. We have the Charles Richardson Show Facebook page, and we are also broadcasting on the Just for Fun radio page as well. That's all 3 are on Facebook. Like and share. It's awesome. We appreciate it if you could. The YouTube channel is called The Charles Richardson Show. We are on Twitter, or now it's called X. The tag that we use on that, which is an old tag, it's called Mad Talk Show. So if you see that, that's us. I tried to rebrand it, but the tag is Mad Talk Show, but you'll see Charles Richardson Show on there. We're also trying to go ahead and grow TikTok. TikTok is The Charles Richardson Show, all one word. Go ahead and find us on that. So we're exploring all social media, and we're trying to go ahead and grab the word. So if you could, go ahead, share us, like us, and of course, listen. We're here most of the time, every Monday and Wednesday, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we usually go for 2 hours, right up to 10. So we are also on several different internet radio stations. We are on Live 365 You can find us there. Recorded shows are always found on our Spreaker page, Spreaker, Spreaker. And we're also on Lime City Radio, and we're on Alien X Radio. We're on a few different stations out there. And we're also on Rockin' Waves Radio. And I believe... crap. I forgot the name of that one. So I apologize. Andrew Joseph actually owns that one. He's going to be mad at me. So I'm sorry, Andrew. I apologize. I still have yet to get the name of that. But they've been voted over there in overseas in the UK, Ireland, UK, as one of the best stations out there. So we appreciate all support. And of course, you know, we thank everybody for airing our show. So, all right, everybody. But we're out of here. Let me cue up the band, and we'll catch you later. And once again, we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Man, February is almost over. How about that? All right, guys. Take care. Hopefully, we'll have Alyssa back on Monday as well. Bye for now.
Too high, I get to see the light.